Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Let's read together from the Archbook series. So I have an anthology here, Children of the Old Testament, and we're going to read a specific story out of this anthology. The story that I have here today is God's Gift Baby. 1 Samuel 1 to 2, the first and second chapter. Our children's version today is written by La Von Neff, illustrations by Don Kuker. So this is one of the older series published in 1976. So again, this is going to be a story of the Old Testaments, particularly those who are children or start off as children in the Bible stories in the Old Testament, here the first half of the Bible. Here we have young Samuel. So we're going to get started with this story, okay? From, again, first book of Samuel. And so Samuel here is a child, but we'll see who he grows up into for those who don't already know. And we're going to learn how this, author captures his story. In Egypt, the Israelites forgot their God. They were forced to obey evil men. So God led them out to a promised new land where they promptly forgot him again. God looked at his people, and what did he see? Drunken priests taking naps in the street, rich robbers in search of more money to steal, cruel husbands of more wives to beat. That was definitely not good leadership, not good patriarchy, not good men of God specifically, and that overflown into the family life, the temple life here, basically their spiritual life, and of course the common people as well. How ungodly in God's eyes, and really, really cruel and mean to one another and to oneself, for one is not choosing the best path for one's life. The old high priest Eli, God's ruler on earth, sat and pondered and grew tired and gray, while in front of the people his sons broke God's law in every conceivable way. So Eli right now, as you can see here on this throne, is the current high priest. He's the highest priest of all of the nation of Israel here. And he is witnessing time and time, probably on a daily basis, continuously as well, that they are breaking God's law clearly. And he knew God's law and he knew that they were breaking them. But there he is, just sitting, just kind of pondering, just trying to see what he can do, but really not acting anything about it. Nothing to go against these acts. He's literally just sitting there and just, not being what God has called him to be, to do, to even feel and act within. So that's why outwardly he is not taking into action what he needs to do. I must speak to my people, God said. I must warn them to listen to my words again. But all of the servants that God had ordained, if not wicked, were tired old men. But even then, they were using that as an excuse, because perhaps they could have asked for help, asked for assistance, did some teamwork with other people here to do something, right? But that's how it went, all right? That's how it was. Unfortunately, there were people here that could have done more, but chose not to. In the midst of the gloom and the godless decay lived Elkanah and Hannah, his wife. They loved God and each other, but Hannah was sad. No child came to brighten her life. So Hannah is here, and she's just sad, not because she is unhappy with her husband, like maybe perhaps other wives were at that time. She was very blessed, and she had pretty much many good things in her life, except a child at this time in her life. She wanted a child. So at this time, Hannah was just focusing on the fact that she didn't have a child. She must have, just this hunger, this calling to be a mother. And she is just seeing here that she may have a lot of good things in her life, like her husband here, but she doesn't have any children. And that's something she is just wanting so much at this time in her life. And so that's why she's feeling and looking a little bit sad and a little bit just pondering and wondering and questioning and seeing what can happen here with this desire that's in her heart. And so she knows that there is a God, and she knows that she could call out to him, because it says here they love God and each other. They had the right foundation in their lives. It's just that she's missing something. No one's life is perfect, and so this is her story.